Hello and good evening. We're back with Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, and we've got a lot of icons on the map, so we're gonna start searching for different characters. Now, we ran into a spot of trouble because the path we took, the characters we talked to, were unfortunately heard all our stories, which made it harder to tell them anything new. Want to hear a good story? Trickster who lures humans with magic stones, confuses himself now and again, backtracking adding to that order. You barely piece together the story together. Twisted version of the story about the girl with the strange stones. But massively changed, a whole new chunk to remember. True, the old man insists. Alright, so we upgraded that story. So there was a campsite here, but there's no one at it. Alright, so we're gonna cross the river. We're going to keep looking for more people and more stories. So overall, how's this game been running? How's this game been working? It's a really cool concept, but I think it suffers in the fact that the stories are limited, or the collection mechanics of it are a little wonky. Can I use that term? Can I use the term wonky? It is frustrating that you're playing a bit of mystery meat guessing game when you're trying to figure out what stories to tell different characters. I feel like I'm trapped in telling a story, and if I use one up, then I can't tell it again, and it's just one of those things where you go, well, that's not ideal. What? I didn't hitchhike? Oh. At least they make it clear where more stuff is. Hear a story. Waiting for the pickup, he says, trying to make small talk. Hey, you want to hear a wild story? Absolutely. Four identical men born to two mothers who confuse themselves with each other. It takes a minute to realize to tell this story to two brothers. Oh, I can't remember. I think I've from known it for years. Since I was a boy, for sure. Since I was a boy, for sure. That can't be right. Tell them the story happened to me. Name your story and start moseying down the road. Keep cool, friend. He calls after you. Oh, we got a new story lead here.
By nightfall, the hospitality of this sleepy hamlet, combined with their superstitious tales, has both overstuffed your stomach and filled you with a hollow dread. Folks say these woods are full of apparitions, witches, and worse. You curse yourself for getting on the road so late.
Walk on.
In the moonlight, every valley and hollow at the feet of the Tappan Zee seems like a stolen shred of the abyss itself. Fireside tales seem less fanciful, and every cackling crow and moaning whippoorwill seems like a demon perched on the shivering, spindly trees.
Listen in.
But something cuts through the noise. The muffled sound of hooves galloping on the cold, muddy road. When he finally slows his horse alongside you, it's as though he had just appeared out of the mist.
Look at him.
He's astride a gigantic black courser, and though his boots are muddy and ragged, he wears an immaculate coat with great, shining buttons. From his saddle hangs an antiquated flintlock and a cavalry saber. In the darkness, you can hardly see above his towering shoulders. His voice is a rumbling croak, deep, but as though his throat is filled with thorns. Have you happened upon a cannonball around here? You can tell English isn't his first language. German is. His hand, so pale it's almost blue in the moonlight, grips the reins in a fist.
Sorry, haven't seen any cannonballs around here.
You mumble an apology and watch as he silently rides away, back into the mist. He's cloaked in black, you notice from behind, but the blood running down over his shoulders glints crimson in the moonlight.
Move on. Let's hop on a train. Chattanooga. You hop off the boxcar, something with a heavy hand of a railroad bowl on your shoulder. Now, where'd you come from? He asks in a way to indicate he doesn't care. You don't mess with some specific cause. The beating that ensures is efficient and brutal. Alright, well, I need to heal. I better play it safe.
No fence, gate, or sign marks the entrance to the cemetery. Just a moment ago, you weren't surrounded by graves, and now you are. How long have you been stepping on dead folks, fully unaware? A wood board, bleached white. Unknown. The word was painted on black by a steady hand, each letter signed with a flourish. Whoever made this memorial had more compassion than money.
Hold a moment of silence.
You're already quiet, so maybe it's silly. But you instill that silence with intent. What else could someone do?
Be still.
A sparrow calls. Seems birds don't have much respect for the dead. You notice the grave marker isn't dug into the ground, just propped up on a tree.
Straighten the marker.
Looks nicer now, but unmoored as these markers are. This grave, in front of this tree. Does this memorial even belong to it?
The anonymous grave.
We need a sixth.
She told you, beckoning from the steps of a great dark mansion. And just like that, you found yourself sitting with strangers around a velvet-draped table. Her voice is reedy and high, modulated by the tight collar of her Victorian dress.
Join hands, everyone.
Let's do it. Hold hands.
Your host keeps her eyes closed as she beseeches the spirits of the dead. But everyone else around the table lets one lingering, awkward glance bounce around between them. You sense they're just about done humoring her when it happens. A deep, nasty thump beneath the table.
Hold on tight.
The whole table starts to shake, threatening to lift right off the ground. And then, the staid candle flames start flickering like mad, casting ghastly shadows on the walls. And then, a viciously cold wind cuts through the parlor like sharpened ice.
Keep on holding.
The damned candles are dancing in midair around you now, singeing a hair here and there off the coiffed heads of these well-heeled guests. You notice your host across the table has her eyes open wider than they should go. A rivulet of blood dripping from her nose.
Keep on holding.
When you come to your senses, sunrise has begun to creep in. The parlor is empty but for you and the woman in the old-fashioned dress, who slumped dejectedly over the table.
He didn't show up. All that sound and fury, and no sign of his spirit.
Move on. Well, there's Nashville. Let's go to the campfire and we can heal up at Nashville. Actually, no, it would make more sense to go to Nashville, get another story, and then heal it. Or then go to the campfire. Store, please. Blues plate special. Earn money. Look for work. Machine room, the doors. What the hell? You want to get paid, don't you? Get in there, get in there. Full of snakes. Alright, stay and work. They're harmless. Better pay well. Does pay well. During lunch, rest warehouse. The window, no Sylvester Bros. Flying boots. Poor snakes. Move on.
From the windows of the store, you can hear a radio turned all the way up, tuned to the Grand Ole Opry show being played across town. Two young girls sit outside listening to the music. Suddenly, it cuts off, and they howl in protest.
Talk to the girls.
Despite their obvious vexation, neither of the girls seems inclined to enter the store to see why the broadcast ceased. They seem to be preparing to leave on their bikes. When you approach, one says,
Don't bother. Always stops exactly this time, every week.
Always?
The other one matter-of-factly says,
That's when he died.
before you can ask anything else, they've ridden away.
Peek in the store.
The window is so grimy you can barely see through the glass. But it's obvious there's nothing to see anyway. It's dark and empty. There's certainly no radio, nor any people. Just a lot of sad dust, marked where the furniture used to stand. Old memories, carted away.
Move on. Leave. All right. Vamp. Althea by Gita Jackson, Chapter 1, Full of the Blue.
I wanted to be the best blues singer in the world. By God, I was. I was born a poor girl in Memphis, Tennessee. No father, he run out. No mama either. She was there, but she weren't there really. All alone but for my Uncle Richard, my baby brother Marcus. All alone but for the guitar. I'm in the mood for a good, hopeful story. You got any?
Sure do. So this was hopeful before. Dog is sad. The rider. We've been praying. That was hopeful. Giving thanks.
Oh, that one made me smile. Oh, yeah. I felt freedom. There's nothing like the feeling when you sing and your soul leaves your body. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
Couple parted by unemployment. That's tragedy.
Oh, now that pain. But, well, I would have done anything for my brother. Anything here. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
Once again, repeated line. Battles. Is this the one where I tell the story about the son who died? That sounds like tragedy.
That's like a song. Pretty and sad. I got stories about sadness. Something in my mama just broke when my father left. Couldn't get her to eat most days, let alone feed me and my brother. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
So, if I exit, is that gonna help me?
Sun is up. One more night gone. I need to be going.
Like, I got the eye open, so it implies that, like, once I do that, I should just cut off early and get out of here, because telling more stories won't advance us anymore.
If you want to hear more about the deal I made, you can look for me up the road this way.
Okay.
I was about 25 when I left my first record contract. No more richer than I was before. Those men took me around like a freak show. Me and my guitar, my sad songs. I didn't know what to do once I was free again. Alone, drinking my sorrows. That's where the devil found me.
Okay. So she was south, so it's right over there. I do like the soundtrack quite a lot. Is it worth? They're telling me there's stories over here? If there's stories over here, I might as well grab them. Or did I already get them? I must have already got them. Well, we'll take the long route and get the two on the other side.
Excusez-moi.
Beckoning you over, the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store. She points on the parchment to the address.
This address, you know?
Her accent is very thick.
Take a closer look.
You are dismayed to read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet, and the address under the monogram in the letterhead. 12345 Road Street, Anytown, USA.
Road Street.
The woman blinks, hopefully, leaning close over your shoulder.
Yes? You know this place?
She asks. Poor woman. She's been tricked.
Let her down easy.
This place doesn't exist, you try to explain as loud and slowly as possible.
Of course she exists.
The woman snorts, thumping a fist to her chest. You struggle to make yourself understood, but the poor woman whisks the letter away and stomps down the street. Ah well, c'est la vie.
Okay. What's that symbol over there? I don't recognize it. We'll stop here real quick.
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
Huh.
You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
Not off.
The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
Listen to the laughter.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home.
Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
Move along. Alright, what does this logo mean? Need some cash, a man asked. He just moved in down the street and needs help carrying boxes from the curb into the house. Threw my back out this morning. He says, lifting with your legs, that's my tip. You take his advice and he pays you well. Alright, I didn't need money, so okay. Birmingham. Alpina by Gita Jackson, Chapter 2, Friends of the Devil.
Giving up is its own peculiar kind of joy. Ain't nothing like it. No man so good, no smoke so deep. When the devil found me, I was on the edge of that cliff. He had seen deep inside me. He knew, and we made a deal. Ooh, you got any stories with a bit of excitement to them?
Okay. Excitement. Ancient battles still raging in Boston Street. That's pretty exciting. Oh, shoot. This one has got a lot of excitement.
Ain't that exciting? Authority. I pushed back against the man in charge before. There's a few towns where I have a reputation. I don't get along with folks. Can you blame me? When you've been played, you start to want to play others. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
Okay. Anonymous grave tragedy?
That's like a song, pretty and sad. Past me. She was a beautiful one. I made myself look like a lady. I bought dresses and jewels. I had my hair done every day, my short nails buffed so they shine. I was beautiful once. You can't tell, but I was beautiful once.
Okay.
I'm in the mood for a good, hopeful story. You got any?
I'm gonna try... No, White Deer was sad. Seance. Mason's Lost. Fisherman and the Seagulls.
Oh, that one made me smile. The future's what the devil gave me. When he took my soul, he told me I would be the best blues singer there ever was. Ain't no man or woman greater.
I believe you.
There still ain't. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
But see, now, instead of ending the night, I gotta say, no, I'm good. I got what I need.
You headed out? I gotta leave soon too. I'm headed down the road this way.
Okay.
There's more I'd like to tell you though, about the deal I made with the devil. It ain't a story I tell everyone, but I think you should hear it. Someone should hear it. Someone should know the things I've done.
Okay. Bottom of Alabama. Grab a few more stories. Gonna be waiting for a while. Oh. After a while, Tom drifts to a strange place. She starts telling about the ghost of a well-heeled hobo. I know that story. That's not exciting. You tell her your version, that's not exciting. I mean, it sure sounds realer than what I heard, but I think Toby likes mine best. Ghost hobo story.
You rest in a field where a well-dressed stranger talks your ear off on all manner of subjects. The weather, fireflies in summer, how combine harvesters work. After a while, the mood shifts.
Heard my death bones this morning.
Death bones.
Death bones. Heard 'em rattle like clank, clink, clank. More startling than wind chimes in a tornado.
He plucks dry grass and chews on a piece.
Ain't much time left now.
You seem young.
That don't matter. I'm fine. Got my savior waiting at the pearly gates.
The man shifts uncomfortably.
Well, at least I do as of this afternoon, I hope. Nearly knocked the pastor's door down earlier. Sure was good to meet you.
The man pauses, rubs his chin in contemplation.
Don't let the bedbugs bite.
He walks off slow. After his silhouette becomes small in the horizon, but before he vanishes, you see him collapse to the ground.
Tragedy. Man who seems to be alright with death.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep Elasterites tucked.
Jaw by Gita Jackson. Chapter 1. Down in the Valleys.
I take a look at you and figure we're heading to the same place. You've been walking a long time, same as me, trying to find where you fit. You ever wonder if that place don't exist? No shame in it, I do. Plenty of time I wonder if I'll just walk forever.
Possible.
You start to wonder, how did I get here?
This ain't my beautiful house.
When you're alone, all you have is all this time. Time to trace the lines back to where things started. So, tell me a sad story. Sad and true, okay?
Okay. Mason's loss is pretty sad.
Body and soul. Change. When I was a young man, it took a while for me to accept that all things change. When I did, I leaned into it hard. Sometimes you need to salt the earth to get where you need to go. You got any good happy stories where things work out for someone, maybe?
Yeah, I do. The Lovers.
That was a good one. Wish I could have your stories around when I'm in a dark place, you know?
Yeah.
Well, as far as love stories, I mostly love work. Working the land felt natural, felt good. It was the work itself, the labor, the sweat, and knowing that I could point at it and say, that's mine. But anyway, you know any good true tragedies? I feel like one of those tonight.
Tragedy. Sure. Man who knows death. Alright.
All I ever wanted was, that was where I was hoping to get to those days. Got anything that'll make me laugh?
Well, true. Seance. Blues. Well, I'm gonna try this one, but I don't know if it's true.
Look at me. You got me laughing. I think about the past sometimes.
What a hard cut between takes.
I never wanted nothing but to be a farmer. To do honest work, get an honest wage. I ain't never gonna be a farmer now. Not much use to think about it. You know any good scary stories? Or see something spooky on your way?
Oh, I have. But it's not in my best interest to tell you them, so I'll just cut and
Here's
run.
the sun. I got to get going. My route goes up this way, but I sure did enjoy talking to you. It's probably the kind of story you've heard a million times. Down on your luck, need work, take whatever you can get. How about you? Does my life sound familiar?
Sure.
Cause when my coals burn low and my trains run out
Alright.
of track, won't be no one else to dig my hole.
Still don't understand this whistling mechanic.
I got no companion except the wind and the sea. And when
He's small for his age. Boy of 13 or so, sitting on an upturned bucket by the side of a tiny wedge of farmland. The dog, as though by contrast, is massive, an enormous yellow-brown mutt. He's called Rover, the boy explains.
Pa says he can't come with us.
Where?
West.
You notice the Model A truck on the yard, piled high with furnishings and trunks and bags and knots of rope to tie it all together. And upon all that, too, yet more dust and grit.
Pa says it has to be better.
Why can't Rover go?
With one toe tip, he scratches a parabola on the dead, dry ground.
Pa says we can't afford to feed Rover no more.
You can't tell where the blonde of the dog's coat ends and the omnipresent dust begins. Same goes for the boy's hair.
Will you take him?
Yeah, let's do it.
Rover follows you eagerly after you feed him the tiniest sliver of jerky. But a few hours later, he snaps to attention, as though hearing some distant noise your ears can't catch. The last you see of him are the
I lost the dog
markings
instantly.
left by his dirty pelt on the leaves of the underbrush.
Okay. Well, I tried. Poorly. How am I doing? Oh, no. But I met 4 of 16 people. I have 1 item. 20. I'm about 10% of gathering stories. This is my journey log. Mobile. Well, I'm gonna grab that story there and then loop back to get the chapter 3 of Athena. Athea?
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon
His smile lights up the room, or rather the cab of the locomotive. Folks gather round as he holds the pull cord. He's a showman through and through.
You'll want to cover your ears now for this next part.
Cover ears.
Sure doesn't help much. The engineer pulls that chain and the whistle blasts inside your skull. He just smiles through it all. Man must be half deaf.
Darnation.
A round of applause erupts from the small crowd. He passes out bubble gum to the shell-shocked kids. half of them in awe, half in tears.
Get shuffled on.
Remember now who gets you there on the advertised. Casey Jones.
Everyone's all talk as they head back to their seats. That engineer sure is handsome. Gosh. And that whistle sounded just like a whippoorwill, didn't it? Ain't this the way to travel?
Yeah. Casey Jones, the theatrical traveler.
Stones or the waters of this land, and by and by.
Athena. Hey, chapter 2.
Oh, you're back. Well, take a seat. Here for more about the deal I made with the devil. Sure, I can tell you. But remember, it ain't a story that go down easy. It don't have a happy ending.
Okay.
Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
Well, tragedy would be the dog.
That's like a song. Pretty and sad. What's heaven? Being famous, that ain't nothing.
I must not open the eye enough.
Respected, that's holy. That's something for a rare few. Being respected is heaven. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
I'm gonna exit again.
The sun is up. One more night gone. I'm headed down the road this way. Thought it would last forever. You understand? I was not just a star. I was an inventor. No one played guitar like me. No one. I deserved what I had.
Okay.
I thought it would last forever. It should have.
I'll see them
Okay.
far and long. When the
I did it wrong last time.
come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale
Okay.
of vagrant song. Yeah, this will be
Going the right way? Yeah.
my vagrant song.
I feel like I need to collect every bit of story on the way I possibly can. I'm gonna run up to Montgomery here. A bit of a zigzag, but that's the game. I really wish the walk speed was better, and I don't understand this whistling thing.
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you with an orange light, moving like a group of lethargic fireflies. From the field, the voices of the workers reach you in a soulful, united song.
Rest nearby.
You're gently lulled to sleep as the song floats over you. And oh, Lordy, pick a bale of cotton. And oh, Lordy, pick a bale a day.
Doze off.
You're pulled out of your slumber by a woman's pained scream and a collection of shouts rising from the field.
Focus on the noise.
The woman's screams taper off, soon replaced by the raw cries of an infant. Applause briefly fills the night, eventually fading back into song. Oh, Lordy.
Wake up.
You wake up to the gentle crescendo of the worker's song, unsure if it ever ceased at all.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade.
So that cost me nothing? Alright. I don't understand a lot of these systems. I mean, I'm about an hour and a half or more in, and there's a lot of systems that just don't seem to click. Let me check. Options. Oh. Controls. Just says whistle. All 16 characters. They'll fit any 5 categories. Will not grow. Right? You want to swap on the stories you tell. Okay, so my inventory. Oh, I see. So, but. Okay, so you can only have 3 prime stories at a time. That's really confusing.
The blistering sun has scared even birds into the shade. But a middle-aged woman and a young couple are still collecting scraps of cotton that the machinery missed. With a ragged voice, the older woman calls to you. Got any water?
Sure.
The 3 of them rush over to you, suddenly reanimated. They pass around your canteen. When you get it back, it's empty. The woman squeezes your hand and sighs with relief. Sweetest thing I ever tasted, she tells you.
Okay. Okay. We're heading to Tallahassee. I'm gonna grab another story in your. Oh, what's this? What is that symbol? That's an X? The search. Alright, another one of those. They don't have, like, money is just a concept, not a quantity. So, not super useful to get that money. Is it worth going all the way down there to the story?
The cave is really a man-made hole breaching into an earthen mound. The man, khakis dirtied by kneeling on the rough earth, has assembled a macabre little pile of skulls to the side.
What are you doing?
Readying these for sale, friend.
He wipes his hands on his pants.
This pile of skulls, clearly claimed from his enemies by an Indian chieftain, would be perfect for any cabinet of curiosities or sideshow attraction.
But why dig up a grave?
Why, these skulls belong to no one. They're just here, lying under this mound,
Ugh.
waiting for an enterprising soul to make something of them. Isn't this what America's all about?
Look deeper into the mound?
Little sunlight reaches that deep in, but you can still see the skeletal remains, their heads carelessly removed, laying neatly in their excavated resting places, each one lovingly surrounded by stone effigies, earthenware, and copper plates in the shape of winged warriors.
Threaten the man.
You pause and consider this small man, greedily arranging someone's remains as though they were a trinket for a mantelpiece.
Make up a ghost story.
It's crude and ridiculous, but he's a crude and ridiculous man. You have him run off the mound, sworn never to tell of what he's seen, for fear of monsters and ghosts. It's a small thing, but a kindness, you hope.
Okay. Oh, one of my stories has evolved already. Well, now I may as well just go. Heard this one before. John Chaplin's Orchard and His Dog. Added to me. What do you think? Do you think that really happened? No way. Possible to be too skeptical, you know. Apple Orchard planted 10,000, so that's becoming Johnny Appleseed. Chapter 3, Shadows in the Flame.
There's a song called Good Rockin' Tonight, written by Roy Brown. When I heard it, I thought, that ain't nothing special. Sounds like a gospel, but it's about making love. Ain't the sort of thing they play on the radio. And I heard it again. Wynonie Harris sang it. Then it was something else. Then I knew exactly the deal Wynonie made. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
Tragedy. Is tragedy scary? I've already told that one to her, haven't I? No, I told it to the other guy.
Oh, now that pain. Death. I'm dead. It's true. I'm dead, stranger. It's like the world spins, but I don't move. I can rock and roll, but no one cares. Don't get shows no more. I sang for dimes again. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy.
Oh, a
to it.
bit of that tragedy. Boy and the dog sound like tragedy.
I'd drink to that. What's freedom to me? Some say that when we end, that's freedom. I wish I could find comfort in the notion of death. But I know what waits for me beyond the veil. Those sunken eyes like a deep, dark pit. I'm in the mood for a good, hopeful story.
Hopeful,
You got
okay.
any?
Funny. Casey Jones, that'd be hopeful. Is this hopeful? I don't know.
Oh, that one made me smile. Heaven don't last. I'm the best blues singer in the world, but the world don't need blues like it used to. Ooh, now I'm in the mood for a story with a bit of that tragedy to it.
The writer? Grave robber. Shaw's Life and Times.
That's like a song, pretty and sad.
Oh,
Authority. Well, when the world don't want you, you can't tell people to fuck off no more. It's back to yes, sir, and no, sir. I don't play like that, so here I am. Tell me a story to make me laugh.
okay.
Oh boy, that's a good one. The past and my dreams. So I wish I didn't dream no more. I wish I could forget Marcus's young face last time I saw him. I wish I could forget soft beds and liquor that don't burn your throat. Sun's up, so I'm headed out this way. Long road ahead. Don't bother wishing me any luck. Luck ain't in my stars. Love ain't in there either. The devil left me hollow. I'm headed down the road this way.
Just the way I came. Woof. Alright, so we go to our inventory, which apparently has our stories. Don't have any swap, don't have any swap. Music Haunted Store. I don't have a lot of stories left, and if I miss one, she's gonna move again because you have to get. Ugh.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferryman comes for to tie me up my
Don't understand this whistling
I
thing.
won't leave much to find that can be found.
Okay, we're back.
Welcome back. I'm still playing for pennies. Still looking in at the world I made. The music that's mine, it's flowing out of others' mouths, rippling off other strings. Sit with me. Let's talk. I don't want to sleep tonight. Ooh, you got any stories with a bit of excitement to them?
Yeah, raging battles in the street. That's got excitement.
No, that's just too frightening for me. The past.
Ugh.
I wish I could forget. Ooh.
Knows those. Is this tragedy?
That's a bit cheer. The future.
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes I check to. Ooh.
That's probably too scary. I don't know if this is.
The world ain't all sunshine. Heaven. I'm the best blues singer in the world. Ooh.
The deer tragedy.
Oh, now that pain was freedom to me. I wish I could find comfort in the notion of death. Those sunken eyes. I'm in the mood for a good.
Hopeful. The lovers.
Oh, that one made me smile. Love.
Alright,
What?
that eye is fully
Need
open.
a soul to love. I don't think I'm capable of it anymore. So I lay me here, guitar in one hand, bottle in the other. I wanted to be the best blues singer in the world, but the world left me. The devil don't give even deals. He knows you better than you know yourself. The devil gave me everything, but he took everything too. There's no running left in me. Don't weep for me. I will die here.
Okay.
Those young bucks, they don't even know why they strum like that now. Listen here. It was me. It was me who made this world. That's all I have now, and I need you to know this. I made the world that ruined me. So are we done here? I done laid myself bare for you. That's all there is to me now. My drink, my smoke, my guitar, my gutted body. You got something to say to me, or am I gonna have to play it out of you?
Okay. Complete.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back.
Okay, so we completed 1/16 or so of this game by completing that story. Overall, I've not been super thrilled with the experience. Like, there's a real inconsistency with the quality for the visuals and the mechanics. The movement speed is really slow. I don't know if that's because I don't know how to whistle. I mean, I know how to whistle, but I don't know if I whistle in the game. And a lot of these mechanics just don't seem to register in a lot of ways. Explore.
Lenny's Antiques has a heady smell. Polish, maybe, or incense. Sunlight doesn't penetrate the blacked-out windows. The place is crammed with furniture and curios. The woman behind the counter beckons you over.
I know the look of you. I know what you're here for.
And what's that?
She sets a tray on the counter. On it sits a hodgepodge of stitched leather pouches of various shapes and sizes. Some have neck or wrist straps looped through them. She waves a hand across the display.
I'll buy one.
Good luck charms.
How much?
I don't want your money. You got something better.
She licks her lips, holds out a flat palm.
Offer your hand.
Her knife is fast. She slices a thin line across your palm, then snatches your hand and squeezes. She catches the welling blood in a murky glass vial. Your vision flickers, and as you blink, the place lightens. Sunlight streams through the windows. You are alone.
Okay.
As you reach the door, a man calls after you.
Is this yours?
His name badge reads Lenny. He's holding up a leather pouch by its strap. You take it and hurry out of the shop.
Move on. We don't need to earn money. We don't need to use the store. PB&J or a sandwich. PB&J's are sandwiches. Oh. Okay. So we got that for... Oh, these are teleporting items? That's weird. Alright. This has been part 2 of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. I don't know if I'll continue. I like the stories and I like the way some of the stuff works, but the frustration of how you have to juggle an inventory of stories, remember who's heard what, it seems like it's kind of a hassle because it's really best to just chase one person and conduct your inventory to that. And the fact that you can burn through stories, it seems like you could deadlock yourself. There's a lot of good ideas here, but I think the implementation and development could have used some more time to finalize it and put that polish on it. Cheers.